Barely 6 months have passed since Tegan Titze of Mitchell lost his life to mental illness.
And today, a nonprofit works to share his light, and that light will never dim. KELOLAND's Dan Santella shows us how.
Tegan Titze of Mitchell had an imagination that made an impression on people.
He was a really creative kid. I think that's the #1 thing that people always told us when they would talk about him, is his creativity.
Just creative, even with his Legos and stuff. He wouldn't even build what the box showed. He'd make something completely different, and he'd use every piece.
His heart left an impression too. Just ask his buddy Dylan Putnam.
He never spoke ill of anyone. You could go to him about anything and he'd help.
Tegan died by suicide in February. He was 15 years old, a freshman in high school. His sister Lainey Titze implores anyone else who might be struggling to know there are people who care.
Find someone who you can trust and talk to them, because that's really what Tegan needed. He needed to talk to someone. He tried to hold it in, and he just felt he couldn't share what he was feeling.
After Tegan's passing, his family started a nonprofit organization called Tegan's Light.
Tegan's Light is not only a celebration of him, but it's an opportunity for us to be able to help other people in honor of him. And so with the nonprofit, what we are doing is we are raising money for scholarships to help students get into counseling, but also we're helping raise scholarship money for those going into welding, because that's a way to honor him, is that he just wanted to be a welder when he grew up. And so we want to help other kids pursue their dreams in honor of my brother.
As it turns out, Tegan's light keeps shining. One way comes from his family putting his face on a hoodie.
As we still wear them out and about, people ask us, what's that about? And we tell our story. And before we know it, they're telling stories about their experiences and stuff. So that's kind of what we want to do, is get people to start opening up and get rid of the stigma.
While they work to reduce the stigma that still surrounds a mental health crisis, they're memorializing a son, brother, and friend.
I miss him every day, every single day. There's not a day I don't think about him.
In Mitchell, Dan Santella, KELOLAND News.
If you are experiencing a mental health crisis, you can call or text 988. You can also start a chat with it. There's the link to do exactly that under this story on KELOLAND.com. Tegan's family will be at the finish line in Sioux Falls for the upcoming 437 project, a run across South Dakota to raise money and awareness of mental health resources. KELOLAND's Dan Santella is one of the dozen runners crossing the state to donate to their cause or learn more about their events as they make their way from the Wyoming border to the Iowa border. Check out this story on KELOLAND.com.